Hello everybody, we are the Geeks and the Giants. I am Menzo, this is my forever co-host Jump. Today we talk about Troy. The reason being is that Christopher Nolan announced last year that he is doing the Odyssey with a huge ass cast. And I am excited. So that's why we're doing this, which is not the Odyssey, but is about the Iliad. The first half of the story. We'll have to wait for Christopher Nolan to complete this story. Although there is a movie about the Odyssey with Ralph Fiennes right now. I don't know if you've seen him.
Yeah, I heard he was really good. Like Ralph Fiennes being absolutely jacked.
Yeah.
Being what's his name again? The guy with the bow and arrow.
Odysseus.
I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. I think that movie and 28 years later is why he's so jacked now. I'm like, damn, Ralph Fiennes is in the best shape of his life. I mean, I don't think he's ever not been in the best shape of his life, but sure.
He mostly wore a shirt majority of the movies we've seen him in.
That's true.
Or a robe as Voldemort, but now we see him just like fully jacked. Anyway,
yeah.
About that.
Going to this movie, did you get to see this as a kid? Because I did. Because my uncle brought me to the cinemas way too young.
I did not see it in the cinemas, but I did see it like when it's on HBO and Star Movies, and I just remember I was like, probably one of my first Brad Pitt movies.
Yeah.
Like that, it's either that, Ocean's 11, or Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And I'm just like, this guy's a chameleon. He has long hair, he has short hair, he has medium hair, and tattoos. I'm like, ah. Anyway, yeah.
I first watched this when I was like 9. Because again, I guess the security in Alabang Town Center was lax because they let myself, my uncle, and my sister watch this. So I was like, my first exposure to Bob's. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
Bob's. It was funny because my sister was way younger than me, so we were all exposed to that. Anyway, going forward.
Nah, I think the guy was just like, this movie's cool, go in.
Sure. But yeah, this is again kind of like Christopher Nolan's movie. It is quite star-studded. You mentioned Brad Pitt. It also has Zach Bana, Orlando Bloom, Diane Kruger, fucking Peter O'Toole from Lawrence of Arabia is here. And you're like, damn. So they went all out for this movie, and you can tell that this movie, the moments I don't like in this movie are the quiet moments. It's funny enough. It's all the adrenaline-packed moments where I'm like, yeah, this is what I remember Troy being.
I forgot how politically heavy this movie was. Because I do agree, it's not their strong suit to have just like a boardroom meeting with generals and be like, hey, they're gonna win. You know, like, a lot of times I'm like, can we go back to Brad Pitt, like, kicking ass?
Right. Like, can we go back to saying Paris and Hector defend the city of Troy?
Yeah.
And like, the costumes and the design of this movie, I forgot how spectacular they are. Like, if you told me this movie came out today, I'd be like, the cast is kind of outdated, but alright.
Dude, I only found out like 3 years ago that this is not like a period piece.
Oh yeah, this is totally... I mean, it is based on fiction itself. Like, myths and lore.
I guess so, but that's the thing. It's just like... It's like Troy remastered, or the Iliad remaster.
Right.
But I really thought this was like an event that happened. I was like, oh, the whole Trojan horse thing, like that shit happened, right? No, it didn't.
As far as I know the city of Troy exists in real life, but like the whole war is fiction. But yeah, I've also forgot Brandon Gleeson and Brian Cox are here as like total imposing people. Like seeing Brandon Gleeson here as the king of Sparta, I was like, yeah, I believe you're the king of Sparta. You're not Leonidas, but Jesus Christ, you are imposing.
Yeah, I love Brian Cox's like Agamemnon.
Yeah.
Agamemnon. Yeah.
Agamemnon. Yeah.
Hold on, let me. Agamemnon. God damn it.
But yeah, I think the true standout here for me is Achilles, and there's a scene between him and Hector, which we'll get to later, which is Chef's Kiss. But like him invading the beach with his troops going ahead, and the speeches of him being like, "We are lions. You see that beach? You know what's beyond that beach? Immortality. Take it. It's yours." I'm like, holy fuck! It's like Gladiator all over again. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, I'm just like, God damn, Gladiator 2. Like, take notes. You know, I'm just like, just that scene alone, I really got like hyped. I didn't know what the fucking politics were. I found out like Agamemnon's like trying to take seas, and he was like, "Hey, my brother's daughter got taken." I was like, "Hey, I don't really care about the daughter. I'm gonna just be on his side so I can take the like
Oh, you
all
mean
the land."
his wife, not daughter?
A wife, my bad, wife.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah. Helen of Troy. But yeah,
Yeah.
the first fight scene with Brad Pitt, Achilles in the temple where he's fighting all of Troy's soldiers, and there's this one shot where he throws like a sword to the guy's face, and the guy just goes limp. I'm like, oh, holy fuck, Jesus Christ! All right,
Yeah, I do love how they set up Achilles. I feel like that's a big thing that we kind of have to talk about here. Is that the writing when it comes to Achilles was so fucking good.
yeah,
Like he has much more layers than the perfect soldier
yeah,
or like the best warrior that they have. Like him, pretty much one-shotting that huge dude.
yeah,
Kind of already was like, all right, he's that fucking good. But it also complements was this Eric Bana's character Hector,
Yeah.
where he's able to go toe to toe, and that's how good Hector was. Like I love it that Achilles was like kind of like, hey, I'm kind of the filter you kind of have to go through to see if you're really good.
yeah. Like they're on opposite ends of like Hector is Troy's best and Achilles is Agamemnon's best. Like he's representing the other all of Greece as specifically, and like
Yeah.
the first conversation has where he's like, "I'm not gonna kill you today, Prince of Troy. It's too early in the battle to kill princes." I'm like,
Right?
all right,
He wants like a little bit more of a grandiose kind of like showdown with like Hector, and that's cool. And I love it that he's not 100% on board with Agamemnon.
yeah,
Yeah, he sometimes like kind of just doesn't follow orders, or he's like, when the troops are fighting, he's like, "Not, it ain't our time yet. Hold on,
Yeah.
hold on. They don't need our help yet."
like when he was about to kill the big bald dude, he's like, imagine a king who fights his own battles, and you're like, oh, he's got spirit. All right,
Yeah, he spat on your face too.
yeah, right. I do love the first duel, the one-on-one between Paris and Melanie. I don't know how to say his name. Brandon Gleeson's character.
Yeah, but where Paris gets his ass kicked.
Yeah. At first you're like, maybe Paris is as good as his brother. Nope, not at all. To be fair, Brandon Gleeson's like an experienced, hardened warrior, and Paris is just like, I'm sorry I took your wife. Please don't kill me. Nope.
It's the equivalent of the cop finding the mailman in like underneath the bed or in the closet, sleeping with his wife. I'm like, that poor bastard.
I'm sorry. The part where he just hits Brandon Gleeson and he's just like pissed at like, how dare you hit me in the face? Just spits out blood. Later on, just decks for Paris. I'm like, oh fuck, Jesus Christ.
I forget how big Brendan Gleeson is.
Yeah,
When he's like standing next to Orlando Bloom, I'm like, this guy's huge.
right. He's like, you see the crows, boy. They've never tasted Prince before. I'm like, fuck. I don't know if I was Paris, I'd be like, I can you just kill me? Can make it quick.
You know what? Take her back. Just, I don't like her that much.
Yeah. Also speaks how skilled Hector is when he's like, I'm gonna kill him at his feet, and he tries, and Hector just one-shots him. I'm like, oh damn, Hector is good. Fuck.
Yeah, like the big brother had to kind of come in for the little brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that, I mean, I guess that puts a spotlight on Hector when it came to Achilles. It's like, I really want that guy. I want to kick his ass.
You see how equal their strategies is when like he's advancing, but he's like, we're too close to the Greek troops.
To
We
the
have
wall.
Yeah. Like Achilles and Hector are of similar mind, and you're like, you're just waiting for them to come to blows. But like, it's unfortunate. Like, I don't really remember much of the other characters. Like, I don't remember much of Helen. Don't remember much of Peter O'Toole, even though he is from Lawrence of Arabia, but he's just here to be the king, to make decisions. It really is Brian Cox who is the more standout king, because he is the villain you like to hate. You're like, God, you are an asshole. Like when he tried to take fucking Moira from X-Men hostage. I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot you were an actress for a long time before X-Men.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I love Brian Cox's character here, where like it was kind of a jab at Achilles, because right, imagine a king fighting like his own battles.
Yeah.
Quote, and like Brian Cox's character just comes in. He's just like, "Oh, history's gonna remember a king, not a soldier." And I'm like, "Shit."
Yeah.
So I love that like they're butting heads. At the same time, they kind of need each other.
Yeah. Also, like, love this moment between Hector where Hector's just bad mouthing him, and he's like, "Careful, boy. My mercy has limits." And you're like, "Oh, okay." And Hector's like, "I've seen the limits of your mercy. I don't buy that bullshit." And you're like, "Alright." Hector doesn't back down. I like him. You see how headstrong both Achilles and Hector is, and like, not to compare our other two entries, but you're like, yeah, the main focus for once is on the right people. Fuck. And this whole lineup.
Yeah. This entire fucking lineup has just been like, "Oh, we want to tell this side of the story." It's like, can we go to that guy?
Alright.
He seems a little bit more interesting. No offense to Paul Mescal and like Hera from Lord of the Rings, but I'm just like, they're much cooler.
Right. But like here, you can see where the movie's focus is on, which is Hector and Achilles, and I do like the fact that like these are just like literally a rock in a hard place, and neither of them are backing down from each other. And you see how honorable a soldier Achilles is when he's like with the cousin of Paris. He's like, "Look, I'm not going to do anything to you. You're my guest here. Just relax."
Yeah. Yeah. Like again, he is. He has a. That's what I like about him. He's not just the perfect soldier, or he's not like the perfect person, but he does have standards. Or he does have like, a little bit of self-respect for himself. Like he's not gonna kill a soldier if he has his back turned or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like that about Brad Pitt's character. There's so much layers when it comes to Achilles, and yeah, the writing in this character is like really fucking good.
Yeah.
Especially after the battle with him and Hector, but we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, like I felt bad for the morning battle where you're like, when Achilles is like, "I'm done with this war, we're leaving," and then you see him charge. I'm like, oh, I guess he is going to help out the Greeks, and you see him fight against Hector, and even all of their soldiers are like just looking at me like, who's gonna win? Who's gonna win?
Yeah, like everybody back up. Like,
yeah,
like I really want to see this shit.
Yeah, even like Odysseus is like, oh, all right, guys, this is the moment we're waiting for. Let's see who wins. And you see him open Achilles' neck, and you're like, I thought his weakness was his heel. What?
Yeah, it was like, oh, I guess it's a little bit more realistic. That's not Achilles.
Man, I felt so bad for the cousin when he's like, I can be my cousin, and he's on the ground being like, I regret my life until this moment.
Yeah.
Even
was he the guy from Tron, by the way?
Can't remember, but yeah.
Hold on, let me pull up the casket.
I do like even the fact that after that fight, Hector and Odysseus are like, you know what, we're done fighting, and this got too real. We're going back to our city. You can go back to camp.
He is. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, they were just like, you know what, it's gotten too real. We're heading home. Bye.
Yeah, there's too much. Yeah, again, I do like that.
Yeah.
But then again, nah. They still fight though. And it's oh god, it's such a good fucking fight.
Yeah, just seeing like that was an image in my head after seeing this for the first time of just Brad Pitt standing outside Troy being like, Hector! And people being like, none of the guards are like, we can't let him in. He's gonna kill everybody. We'll just let Hector out.
Yeah. You gotta love that. He didn't come with the army. He was just like a single dude in one chariot, and it was like, the dude wants a one-on-one.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like ever since I saw that scene where he like does like a flying spear stab, I'm like, I've been trying to recreate that move ever since I was a kid. I was like, I want to do that.
That pose he has with like sword and shield on his back, I was like, oh, that's fucking sick.
I love that. I really do. Like he does feel like he's a very seasoned veteran.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. He has like the formations down.
Yeah, that's the thing about this fight where like Hector is good, but Achilles is on another level. At one point, he pushes back Hector with his sword. I'm like, how do you do that? How do you do that
Yeah.
without penetrating the armor? Uh, like the fight just escalates quickly. It's so well choreographed. The score is amazing. The amount of work Brad Pitt and Eric Bana had to do to get this right is just like so much respect to these two because it is amazing to see.
If I remember, didn't it take them like days?
Oh yeah, definitely. I believe them. Like it's one of the best fight scenes. Like I think the same year as it didn't come at the same year as Revenge of the Sith, but for me it's like a lot better to see a duel between two esteemed warriors.
Hmm. It was, in my opinion, much better.
Yeah,
Yes, I do love the waving of the lightsaber, but I don't know. This felt a little bit more grounded. This felt more real,
yeah.
and I'm like, man, I don't want to pull these moves off. You know, like,
Correct.
can we go back to Sword and Shield?
There's no moves that are telegraphed too, where you're like, all right, the fight's gonna end now. Like I forget where the fight ends, and I'm just like, it's gonna keep going, right? And then he gets stabbed in the shoulder. I'm like, oh, it's ending. Oh fuck. Okay, I guess this is it.
But that just shows how good of a choreographer whoever did the choreography here is.
Yeah,
That with every like swing, it was an intent to kill or finish the fight as soon as they can.
yeah,
But the thing is, they're just both of these like combatants are just almost unequal to each other. That
Yeah.
it took a while.
yeah. I do love that line when Hector was like, let's make a pact that whoever wins or loses gets equal burial rights, and Achilles is just like, there are no pacts between lions and men. I'm like, damn, shit.
But by the end of this, yes, Achilles does win,
Yeah,
and like they drag his body.
such disrespect, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and like Lawrence of Arabia just has to come in. He's just like, "Can I mourn my son's body for a bit?" And he just outright like, "Yeah, please go ahead." You
Yeah,
know, like you very respectfully, and like even Achilles is just like, "What the fuck am I doing?"
right. Like I knew I was on the wrong side, but this just hammers in the point of like, this war is just pointless. I'm just feeling in
Yeah.
one man's greed at this point.
Yeah, and I do love that. By the end of it, like Achilles had so much respect for Hector because he was
Yeah.
like, "This was the best fight I've had."
Yeah, he even's
Like,
like,
they were almost equals.
yeah, he even tells him like, he tells the bodies like, I'll see you soon, brother. You're like, damn,
Yeah.
shit. And then like the rest just plays out what the classic tale is like. The Trojans are deceived by the horse, and you're like, damn, that's a huge practical effect. Not gonna lie, holy fuck. And they're all
Yeah.
massacred. They all get ordered 66 Greek style.
Yeah. I do love that. Like, I remember somebody like made a joke
Yeah.
or like a comic where they were like, "Oh, Paris wants to burn it," and all the Trojans are like, "It's like, please don't."
No, please. And like everybody dies, and like Achilles gets to the priestess, even though she did kill the king in time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Paris is like, he's gonna steal my cousin, not again. I won't let you take this relative, and does the whole shot through the heel, and you're like, oh right,
Yeah.
Achilles heel.
Yeah. Question: I think I might have missed it, but did somebody inform him that like, hey, his mother dipped him, but just didn't include his ankles?
No,
or his
that's the
heel?
thing. I don't think anybody. I think it's public knowledge, though.
Is it?
I don't know.
What?
I think
In that universe, was it? Or is that, or is that Paris was such a bad of a shot that he kind of just like was like so lucky that he hit like
The right
he was like
spot.
intending for the head, but he went straight to the heel. It was like, damn it, but it worked.
Yeah, it's like, oh, he's affected. Maybe that's why Achilles is still like walking through. Maybe like, if I walk through and pretend it doesn't affect me, he won't shoot again. Oh fuck, shit. But I don't know. I think in the tale, like it's public knowledge, but in the movie, no one conveys that. Like, hey, Hector,
Right.
if you go for the heel, you're good.
Yeah, like you don't see like Paris just like going out of his way to learn a little bit from about Achilles, like what's his weakness. No, I think it was a lucky shot.
Yeah, because if Hector knew, he'd be like, I'm going for his leg. I'm only targeting
Yeah.
his leg.
Correct us if we're wrong. We didn't read the Iliad yet. But yeah.
It's a huge book, but sure. But yeah, it ends with Odysseus being like, tell tales that I live in the time of Hector and Achilles, emphasizing the point of like, yeah, if you didn't know, these two are the main characters, and they are the main characters for the good reason, because they do carry this movie. Like, not that this movie needed a lot of carrying, aside from like the political boring stuff, but like, it does still hold up, surprisingly. Like, again, if you told me this was filmed this year and was released within this decade, I was like, again, I'm like, the cast seems a bit out of date, but okay, I believe you.
Yeah, but the performance is amazing, though. No, I don't think anyone had like a weak,
Yeah,
a weak link. And I was engaged the entire time, except for the political parts. But
Yeah.
like, other than that, it's such a good movie. It really is.
yeah. I'm surprised they never did the sequel. I don't know how well it performed at the box office, but like, I'm surprised they never did the Odyssey with Sean Bean. You know?
Hmm.
I would have
Yeah.
liked to have seen that. But yeah, if you guys know in the comments, please tell us, because I really don't know what happened. I was I'm sure it did well, because I don't hear people being like, oh, it's bad, or at the same time I don't hear people being like, oh, it's fantastic. But I don't know. I really don't know where this
Wait,
lies.
there was a movie with Sean Bean as Odysseus?
Oh no, there wasn't. That's why I'm wondering how well it performed at the box office.
Gotcha. But it did win, didn't it? Like an Oscar?
I have no idea.
Like,
Again-
not gonna lie, a lot of movies win an Oscar and like still flop in the box office.
That's true. But yeah, what would you rate Troy?
I'll rate Troy a solid 9 out of 10.
Ooh.
It is such a good movie. And like, it's so hard to say which person carried what because they all did a good job. But I will say, yes, Brad Pitt was the star of this movie.
Yeah,
He did such a good job. He gave Achilles so much depth
yeah,
within his performance, and the writing is fucking amazing. The score is fucking amazing. The rivalry between him and Hector is something to witness. So if you guys haven't seen Troy yet, please watch Troy. It is so fucking.
yeah. I'll give this a 9 as well. I really can't find any fault with this movie. I really do. Maybe I'm just biased because I watched it so young, and I'm like, oh, I like movies like this.
Still though, we're already older, and we know what's good,
Yeah,
and this still holds up.
yeah. The effects still hold up. The lines still hold up. The whole like, there are no pacts between lions and men. That's a line that still rings in my head as much as the whole. I will have my vengeance in this life for the next. I'm like, damn.
I still say the speech that like Brad Pitt gives before they get to shore is the best one.
That's true. The whole beyond that shore, immortality, take it, it's yours. I'm like, holy fuck. So, knowing that Christopher Nolan is making his Odyssey, and the cast, I think the cast includes Matt Damon, Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson, Anne Hathaway, Charles Theron, and Lupita Nyong'o. I think I've seen some castings of like who's who. Like, I think people are like, yeah, obviously Matt Damon is Odysseus. I just don't know who Robert Pattinson is or who Tom Holland is. I would like to see Rob Pattinson as either Hector or Achilles, but who knows?
That could be a thing. Not gonna lie, I see that.
Yeah,
Robert Pattinson is Hector, maybe Tom Holland is Achilles.
oh, I would like that. But like, yeah, I guess we still have next year to find out who's who. And I love the fact that people are like, what's Christopher Nolan going to make next? Is it as a follow-up to Oppenheimer? Is it sci-fi? Is it something much lower budget? No, it's the fucking Odyssey. And you're like, oh fuck. His
Yeah,
ambition knows no bounds.
Isn't that his like last?
I fucking hope not. I hope he makes more
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah, but I'm like, is this his magnum opus? Maybe.
Who knows? Yeah, I can't believe a fellow fan of Tokyo Drift has made such wonderful movies.
See what it inspires.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, well, that's been our video about Troy. Again, to the audience watching, what's your favorite epic? Maybe this time more ancient based. Is it 300? Is it Gladiator? Is it, I can't think of it. Spartacus, the Kirk Douglas one from the 1960s.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Spartacus show where it's like blood
Nope.
and guts?
Nope.
No.
I haven't seen it. I don't know. I feel like I'll be tired if I do watch it. It's gonna be like a whole Game of Thrones situation.
As a young boy growing up with that, that was like fucking heroin watching it growing up.
So much tits.
Yeah, exactly. Blood, bobs, and all that jazz. But yeah, if you're a fellow fan of the Spartacus show, please comment down below. But yeah, if you like what you see here, please leave a like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. We're also on Spotify and TikTok to see your best and funniest moments. Spotify to hear on the go. In the video, I'm Jodas Voices on TikTok and Answolf on Letterboxd. Where can they find you?
You can find me at JohnJoM_ on Instagram. It is Marnica.
And for the next lineup, we are preparing for a new world with Captain America, so we'll take a step back with the first Avenger. So stay tuned for that. Until then, we'll see you there. Bye, everybody.
Ciao.